Welcome to Guns and Gear Network, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in. Today I'm going to teach you how to repair a hole in your vehicle's seat. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. So if you own an FJ Cruiser, or any vehicle for that matter, but FJ Cruisers in particular, over here on the driver's side bolster where you get in and out of the vehicle, a lot of times a hole will get created here. It's mostly on lifted vehicles. It's just the angle of where you're getting into the vehicle. I've talked about this in one other video. I just said I repaired it. Well, I noticed the other day that this has started coming undone again, and I'm going to repair it for you guys and show you how I do it. It's a repair. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to look perfect, but it will keep, the main thing is keep it from getting worse. So what happens is on the FJ in particular, the foam in here breaks down, and then there's like a metal frame in here, right along in here, that causes it to wear quicker. So what you need to do, I found some just foam. I don't know where I got this, just scraps of it. And what you're going to do is you're going to take and stuff that into this hole. What you're trying to do is build that foam back up, and you might need some needle nose pliers to kind of push it back into here like that, kind of spread it out. My son's helping me here because it's at a weird angle trying to do this, so I apologize. But just stuff it until you feel like you got enough in here. I'm probably going to put a little more, so I'm just going to take, and if you do it in smaller pieces, it's easier to work with. Just kind of cut it into small squares like that, and then start pushing it in here. All you're building up is that foam that's broken down to hopefully keep this from happening over and over again. Again, because that framing is right there, you might need to move some of that foam around. I've already put quite a few pieces in here, trying to build it back up. And this repair will work on any vehicle. It doesn't have to be an FJ, but it just kind of gives you some ideas with the FJ in particular because of this known problem. More of a repair just to keep it from getting worse is all you're doing here. Alright, so I'm going to put maybe a little more. So if you saw that sheet of foam, it was pretty big when we started, and I've used most of it trying to build that back up now. And I'm going to go ahead and just use all of it. Eventually this will probably break down too, so it's not going to hurt anything to have extra in here. Alright. So that's what you want to get started with. What I normally do is I like these kind of scissors. These are thread scissors. They're just easier to work with. And only thing I'm doing is cleaning up the edges a little bit. And I've already sewn this one time, so I'm just clipping out some of those. Don't clip a bunch because you need all the material you can to work with. I'm just doing the real loose phrase on the end is all I'm doing here. And then we'll trim it up again. I use an upholstery needle. Let's see if I can find my little pack of needles here. So I bought these at Walmart. They come in a little pack. You can use it. I've actually used just a regular household needle, and I am using upholstery thread this time, Coates and Clark. You don't have to. I've used just regular black cotton thread, whatever matches your particular seat color. Run it through, and then just do a double overhand knot right here to stop it from pulling through. And you're going to start on one end and find the edge, and what you're going to do is push it through like that, come up, and you're just going to start sewing it back together is what you're going to do here. Try keeping your stitches pretty close together until you get it started good. The closer the better together, the more it's going to hold up, and it's the more stitches in it. And you might have to go a little further out on the edge, because if sometimes it'll pull through right in this real close edge there. So, and I'll show you once we're done here kind of what it's going to look like. Like I said, it's not going to be a perfect repair. It's not going to look like something that's going to get rid of it totally. My main concern is not letting it get bigger and just making it look a little better. If you pull it real tight, sometimes it'll pucker the fabric, so keep that in mind when you're doing this to kind of judge that. See, I pulled in right there and it pulled all the way through, so be careful for that. So you might have to go up into that fabric a little more. And I'll show you how to trim everything up once you get done here and make it look a little better. Go a little past the tear just to have a little strength in where the fabric is. Sorry guys, my neighbor with his obnoxious exhaust. So what I'm doing now is just kind of trimming up the little loose ends. Just be careful not to trim out cut the actual thread you just put in. This is just getting rid of the frays. Alright, so on this last stitch, what you're going to do is go through like this, and then you're going to go back through your hole like this and tighten it down. Then find where that end was right here in the thread. Right here, this little loop you went through, go back through it again, back through your hole, and now you're just basically tying an overhand knot on that end. Cut that pretty close there. Now, look, it's not perfect by any means, but it definitely looks better than a hole, and it'll keep it from tearing worse. But anyway guys, hope that was helpful. I know some people do all kinds of things. They'll put a patch here or whatever, but I just like this little sew method. Like I said, at a glance, if you ain't paying attention, you won't even see it, but if you're paying attention, you will see it. But other than that, just a quick and easy way to make a pretty easy repair. But anyway guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you got any questions, post those below, and if you would, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. Bring you another video shortly. Have a good day.